to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 175, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers who like to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every week on and release it on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Do us a favor, give us a like on Facebook, a subscribe on YouTube, or follow on Twitch, or go to any podcast services out there, like Apple, Google Plus, whatever. I don't know. Well, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. but go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, and I'm with one of my two awesome co-hosts, who I have to say, when I saw the clip of you falling off a bleacher at your Black Knights game, I was like,
Golden Knights. Oh, Golden Knights.
Let's say Black Knights. Well,
Yes.
Go. Yeah, you know what they say. Let's go hockey.
Let's go hockey.
Yes, but we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What is going on, my dude?
Chilling, brother. It's been a week. We've been working on we got a house inspection on Monday, so we've been doing a lot of cleaning and stuff, but I'm still on that Jedi Survivor grind. What's
House
that?
inspection from the landlord, or?
Yeah. They come through once a year. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so we've got that, but yeah, no, I'm still on that Jedi Survivor grind. I think I'm fairly close to the end now. I've probably got maybe like 2 or 3 more main missions left. I'm loving the game though. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the story. But I'm ready to start Tears of the Kingdom. Just the fact that it's sitting there on a Switch and I haven't touched it yet is breaking me. It's breaking me. So hopefully we'll finish that game up here, Survivor, and then move on to Tears of the Kingdom. I've been seeing some amazing creations coming out of the community for that. So I'm really excited to dig in. But other than that, though, it's pretty chill. Again, GG's to the Titans. They ended up being the winners of the Guardians games for Destiny 2. So, hey, man, they did it for Zavala. Get on them. That was a lot of fun.
You're talking about
like Guardian games, Destiny 2. It's yeah. If you don't play, but it's like activities and like each class, like they look to try to bank medals to see who wins, which is the best class, and Titans end up winning it.
Is Titan a team, or is that
Titans it's like a not a race. It's one of the classes.
Okay.
There you have Hunter, Titan, and Warlock.
Oh, okay. So it's the races inside the game. So
yes.
Okay. So it's the races. It's a race war essentially.
Yeah, essentially, yes, it is. Or we'll call it a class war. I don't know if that makes it any better, but
I like race war better.
Yeah, that was chill. So that's kind of been the week. What about yourself, man? What did you get into, brother?
Man, I've been busy. It was like this week's been really hectic at work, regular work. So I was just like, oh man, I barely was able to touch streaming, but when I did, which I was surprised about, because I streamed like yesterday. I streamed a lot, for me. I usually stream about 3 hours a day, but this time I literally doubled it. I think I hit almost 7.5 hours just yesterday alone, and wow. I know that's normal for you. I know that's normal for you, but I was just determined to trying to finish Final Fantasy 13, but oh my god, dude, seriously, it's really beating my butt, man. Like I'm just having a pain. It is just so annoying. Okay, but here's the thing though, and it's funny because and this is a legitimate question here. Like when you play a game and you decide you're going through the gameplay, you're going through the story, then you're hitting the pace where it's like, okay, this is what I'm needing to do. Oh, I'm making a really good time. We're at the final bosses. We're at the final area that we're needing to go to.
Nice.
Like perfectly fine. But then they'd say to you, they hit a curveball and say, well, so far you're not high enough level to fight the boss yet. That's essentially what happened. I mean, like you're not high enough level to face the boss yet. You need to go back to the open area, level up a little bit, and then come back to where you're at, where you're at, and to go fight the final boss. This is what this game does, man. And yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, at least it gives you a warning though, because it could have just let you go through.
No, they don't.
Oh,
you have to learn it. Like you have, like they don't tell you that. Okay, so the only warning that they have, like, and spoilers if you're playing on 13, which I really suggest to strongly do not. Like, the only warning that you have is that you go to the 3 teleport spots. Like, you're going through the final dungeon area, then all of a sudden you get 3 teleport spots. It takes you to 3 different spots in the world that you already been to, and then they said, hey, you can teleport if you're wanting to go back to these areas. And they're like, okay, cool. So you just say, no, you know what, let's just go on. And that's what I did. I went on a little bit, and then I'm realizing I'm not doing jack for damage against these things I'm fighting and stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? And it's not even my fault. The what makes it matters worse is that it's not my fault. They forced you in this situation because most of the game is linear. It's like, so like, I'm just like, what are they trying to get from me? You're just going to say, oh, you're forcing everyone to play the open world more because you can say that there is an open world level. Now you have to spend hours in doing that stuff to just go back to the end to finish the game. That is horrible, like mechanics in my opinion. And that's exactly what I've been doing. Well, I've been bitching and moaning throughout like my whole playthrough of this already, but still, it's just irritates me. It just irritates me so much. Yeah, but then and then I was juggling with the beta for Street Fighter 6. I've been playing that too, which is really, really good. I've been having a fun time.
I just installed it. I haven't tried it out yet, but I plan on it.
You should definitely play it today because this is the last day for it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do want to get it in just to see. I think I do plan on getting that game though. I got enough out of the campaign where I was like, cause that's really what I'm not like a competitive like fighting game player, but I'll have fun with it. But I thought it was cool that they're gonna have an open world, within that universe. I was like, oh, I'm totally for that, dude. I'll just play the campaign.
Yeah, I mean, like I did the campaign itself, and then the creative mode and all that stuff.
Right.
Basically makes like a lot of people made a lot of freaks in that. You know what, Smitty? Like at this point, like I'm expecting you to make your potato avatar thing that you made.
Oh, that would be. Is that doable?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if there's a will, there's a way in that game.
Yeah, I gotta take a look at that.
Happen. Oh my!
You should see. My character looks dope. My character that I made, it looks dope.
Does he look like you?
It does look like me, but with blue hair.
Blue hair,
like kind of blue frosted, like because you can do like a gradient. It's like black and then like it kind of fades into like a blue. It's great.
So you have blue tips.
Yeah, essentially he's got blue tips. Yeah.
So there you go. See, I didn't even really care because I was just like, I'm gonna mess around with this when the game comes out. I don't want to sit down and do it. Yeah, but though it's gonna be but I am loving it. This game is way better than 5. So looking forward to the full game that comes out in 2 weeks. So. There you go.
That's crazy. 2 weeks.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, there's just so many games, man. Like
I know.
Zelda. Yeah, I mean, like Zelda at the beginning of the month. And then you also got with Star Wars.
Gollum comes out at the end of this month.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a good game, but like
you don't know.
Okay, you're right. I don't know. You're right. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I don't know. There's a game that's coming out this week, I believe, called Miasma, which I think is going to be a under the radar kind of game. That plays, that plays. It's like a tactical game that plays like XCOM, and it was really, really good.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'll definitely love it. But we'll see. There's just so many games, and you're never gonna hit your backlog, Smitty. Your backlog is just there. It's
I know. Dude, that's why I'm trying to manage it. I still haven't even finished Ragnarok, man. That's how dumb this is.
Jesus,
it's crazy. I know.
That was supposed to be a spoiler cast, and you still haven't finished
dude.
It. Unbelievable.
I know.
Look at this guy.
I know.
Oh my god.
I just do time wise. I just haven't had a lot of time to be able to put into like some good like grind sessions. You know what I mean? It'll help though, like during the summer and stuff like that, when the girls are back and then I'm able to work more during the day. During that, then I don't have to worry about stuff later in the night. But
Okay.
Anyway, we should probably get on to what the real deal is.
Yes, we got that. Hey, you know what? Don't do my job, okay? Just don't do that.
My bad.
Okay, there you go. But let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion from the previous week. The topic would or could be a game itself or something specific that happened in the gaming industry. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick, on Facebook, TikTok, or in so many other different platforms to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something you want to chime in about or whatever we talk about, by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you too as well. So let's get this party started. Smitty, you have something to say, and I would love to hear what you're going to say.
I do have something to say. So earlier this week, a couple days ago, we all found out that Blizzard has decided to kill the PvE portion of Overwatch 2. The reason why Overwatch 2 is even a thing, allegedly, was because of the PvE and them bringing this in. It's called Heroes. They've put a ton of time into the development of the PvE section. There has been, we've seen skill trees, we've seen we've got this going on here as well where sorry, I'm trying to find it and I can't find it. There we go. Where, we've seen cinematics, and this basically was supposed to expand on some, they have different events where it's more of a co-op single story missions. And essentially what the plan was to expand on this and make this its own mode within itself with skill tree and different level ups for the characters, different abilities and whatnot. Now, they said that in order to be able to do this, they basically have to redo the infrastructure of the game as a whole, and they were going to do Overwatch 2. Now, mind you, during this time in Overwatch 1, they basically stopped supporting Overwatch 1. If you know me, I love Overwatch. One of my favorite FPS games. I've been playing it since it came out. And I just stopped playing it at that point in time because I knew there weren't going to be any more heroes. They weren't doing, it got very stale. So we come in, we get Overwatch 2. And this whole time, they're still saying, hey, the PvE is still coming. We're just going to release the PvP first while we, fine tune and this and that. And then here this has gone on for quite some time. Obviously, we know that like Kaplan left. A bunch of the original people from the team have left. It's been stated now that they knew this whole time. They just said that there was the game director, Aaron Keller, was basically said, we're not going to be able to do and fulfill the PvE content as a whole. They said that they're still going to utilize some of the content that they have created within new missions or whatever, but we're not going to get the full game of this. This absolutely pisses me off. Like, I don't know how you go 3 years. Essentially, they already knew that this was not going to come out and all the different things that they had to do, but they've been stringing us along, pretending like this was still going to happen. And then they had the audacity to be like, talk about transparency. And it's like, dude, that's not, you can't come in after the fact and be like, oh, we're being transparent. Like, you had to tell us years ago when you guys decided that this wasn't something that you were going to be able to do. And again, I don't like, here's the difficult part for me as well, is that I don't want to be salty at the people that have been working on it per se. They're doing their things. They've been putting the work in. Their loss, or our loss, is also their loss. All that time that they've put into the stuff that they have developed now is just, sorry guys, we're going to shift over to the other thing because we don't have enough people to support both the PvP and the PvE. This always boils down to ducats, right? And it's always the people up top or boards or whatever they're saying, no, we need to save money. We're going to make money off of the battle pass scheme, and we're no longer going to create this other separate content, and we'll just put all the focus on the battle pass stuff. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think this is terrible. I think this is going to really hurt Overwatch 2 as a whole. I right now, even people were playing this game only because they thought that a PvE was coming because they said something. So this is like literally just egg on your face, disrespectful to the community, and it's ridiculous. I am super salty about this.
Well, like, what's actually surprising to me is that if you had to ask me, I would say I would sue, in my personal opinion, because like the way I look at this is this. Well, I don't have a leg to really stand on this because I don't have any interest in what it is with Overwatch. But what I do have is that I have put money in on this game, not to get for Overwatch 2, but rather because I put money in on Overwatch 1 when it first came out. And the way I look at it is that you, like me, putting money into the game itself, you decided to restructure the game, and you decided to say, we're going to have Overwatch 2. Well, the original thing was Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 were going to be two separate entities and stuff. But no, you forced everyone to go on 2. You made it look like 2 was going to be that you're doing us a favor, that we're getting a free upgrade to go into Overwatch 2 itself, with no choice of people who did purchase the game originally. I mean, I personally didn't care because, like I said, wasn't a big fan of Overwatch anyways. But I'm sure there's people that would prefer the original version over the second version any day, any day of the week. And then you gave the promise, the quote unquote the promise, that the thing that's making Overwatch 2 is the PvE mode that we swear is coming. Which, by the way, now when someone says that something is coming, people need to stop being naive enough to believe that that's what's coming, because we've been burned so many times of hearing that phrase every time. It's like once again back to Halo Infinite and all these different kinds of nonsense. But still, this is infuriating. Like, game design like this, or games like game as a service set up is infuriating with this. And what makes it worse is the fact that they knew about this prior to when 2 was going to come out, before Overwatch 2 was officially out for the public to come out. And yet y'all still advertised that PvE, that story mode was coming. And I was like, this is deceptive. It's not even a point of saying you can or you can't do it. Just on that basis alone, that is incredibly deceptive of anyone to be to follow, like, whatever you're saying to this design, because everyone was under the impression of, oh, it's coming, the story missions, the progression, the talent trees, the stuff like that. Like, my friend went to freaking BlizzCon back in 2019 when this was announced, to be like, okay, this is what Overwatch is going to do. This is what the identity of Overwatch 2 is. And then people were all in on it because because people who were really in on the lore was like, yeah, that's all. This is really the only thing that was missing in Overwatch was the story element. And most people were really wanting to go more into the story element. Then now you're telling us that you're telling the folks, we don't have the people to do it, and we're just going to do what we've been doing because this is the easiest way that we're getting money from this, and then anyone who decided to get the upgrade, who got the upgrade, well, too bad, so sad. This whole thing is such a mess up to a massive mess up to an extent that I don't even know, like, I would ever trust whatever Blizzard's going to say to me ever again. Like, I mean, because this is unbelievable. So. Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to read a quote. This article from The Verge. This is directly from the game director Keller. He explained that hero mode had been in development since Overwatch's launch in 2016, and that it apparently was part of the vision the team had for Project Titan, which was an FPS MMO, which ended up, that's basically what Overwatch became. From. Yeah. He quotes, when we launched Overwatch in 2016, we quickly started talking about what the next iteration could be, he wrote. Work began on the PvE portion of the game, and we steadily continued shifting more and more of the team to work on those features. Color said that as development continued on hero mode, the scope simply grew too big. We were trying to do too many things at once, and we lost focus, he wrote. We had an exciting but gargantuan vision, and we were continuously pulling resources away from the live game in an attempt to realize it. So this, I mean, that just straight up tells you right there that that this is a too many resources was going to the PvE, and we want to focus on the live service and the stupid
it's the moneymaker.
Pass.
I mean, I understand.
And that's I get it. That's the moneymaker. But like, how, I don't understand like how this happens. If you've been developing this since 2016, like why? I don't understand why it was growing so much then. Why did it become, to a point where it no longer was manageable? Like, I don't understand that.
You know what I think it is, and I think the thing that really, the blow that really hit it was when Kaplan left. Because that was the steer of the ship of Overwatch itself. He was the one that was managing what Project Titan was supposed to be in Overwatch, right. and then he pivoted to turn it into Overwatch, to what Overwatch was. And he knew that how Overwatch was kind of pivoted to that, to this new style of game that they didn't expect it to be, but it was still a fun game. He wanted to expand on it, and then now when he left in 21. I just think that the whole level of disarray just came in. What I like to think of is, I think this is just an excuse that they're saying that, they didn't have enough people on development on this. Cause I refuse to believe that they do I can understand if it's an indie developer that doesn't have the funds or doesn't have doesn't have the resources than what Blizzard has, because right. I would use that as an excuse. I would understand that more to this, but you're telling me that you're saying that y'all were when you're pulling resources from your play as you go from your multiplayer thing to the PvE portion, but yet y'all were comfortable enough to announce it at y'all's biggest event that y'all like to do at BlizzCon, and now you're trying to retcon it, saying that 2016, this was a bigger mouth to feed than we could chew. I'm gonna call bullshit. I'm going to clearly call bullshit. I got to read this other part to you real quick. He says, "I'll admit my own disappointment. I have been looking forward to having something truly new to bring me back to a game that I've kept my distance from since season 3. But hero mode's demise is just another day in game development. Cancellations happen even under the best of circumstances, and this game in particular underwent monumental upheaval. You literally made a whole ass different game to support PvE. What are you saying? This is just another day in game development? No, dude. You can't just brush that off. You lied. You freaking lied to your community of just period. Foda Elliott on Twitch chimed in, as well everyone else can, that you don't have enough people, hire more people. With a company that size, hiring people isn't that hard, especially given the time frame. Exactly. And then what's even crazier on top of that? Yeah, I know, right? And that's even a more funnier thing. Besides WoW, which is their biggest moneymaker that they got, but still, he says, this is just the everyday thing. You're right. Cancellations do happen. But you know what doesn't happen is you release the game, you lied saying that the game is going to be this, and then you changed the whole format. You forced everybody, not your community, not the people that were interested in it. Because I was like, I don't believe you until I see the game. I'm going to wait till it's going to come out. You forced everybody to your Overwatch 2 community to do with an even shittier version of your no more chest and stuff into it, and basically you just said you basically eventually wait 7 months to say, oh, we're not going to add the game that's going to make Overwatch 2. Yeah, name me another game that does that.
It was just last year that they said they were delaying it. Or was it last year or the year before? Maybe they just said, I don't even think they put a date on it, but they said that, it's coming still and this and that. So at that point, what you're telling me is that at that point, you already knew that it was not coming. You know what I mean? So this isn't being transparent and truthful. Like, You just straight lied. Not only did you lie, but you stopped supporting the first game with anything for months, which really hurt the community. Then you said everybody has to come over to Overwatch 2. You changed rules. You did, this and that. And now you're saying, hey, that thing that we said is coming, it ain't coming. Just another day in game development. Like, what, dude?
He's like, you know what I call this?
Insane.
I call this Monday. That's what basically he essentially just says, It's like, oh, but just another day in the office. Hey, we're going to just lie to your freaking faces and just and you're just going to have to deal with it. It's like, you know what? I'm like, I am so glad I was not into salty, it. Dude. I feel sorry to be honest with you, Smitty, like, even though as much shit I give you about this game, I do feel sorry for, with that, because it's like, to be honest, it's not fair. Like, I don't like it when everyone got screwed. Everyone got screwed. It's not even just the players of the community itself. It's also the hardworking developers that were working on this for literal years. On this, and then because of your upper management and stuff, good luck, man. Good luck on trying to increase your community towards this, because like, I don't think that you're all going to be it's going to fail, but I think you like, now people will just basically hear what you're saying and say you're full of crap, and we're just going to have to see, we're going to have to deal with it, just see how whatever it goes, because unless they did say, to be completely transparent about this, they did say that there is going to be a version of PvE, like story mode missions in the Overwatch, but it's nowhere near the level of what it was going to what it was.
It's the same thing. More Junkenstein, more do the archives. Like, come
we don't
on,
even know.
Man.
We don't even know what that means.
We don't even know what it is. Like you were saying, dude. I cannot trust a word that they say. I don't believe it. I think it's going to be the same crap that we've been getting, which is super boring at this point in time. It's repetitive, and again, even they've been lacking on the lore section for a while now. We're not even like, even the cinematics, I feel like, have been kind of few and far between, but they're sitting there saying, oh yeah, we're going to make sure that we focus, get that lore in and this and that. And it's like, nah, dude, your guys' focus, what you're telling us is your guys' focus is the battle pass in a live service game. You do not care about the lore and this and that. And I think that is going to, because there's a lot more casual people that I think that would be and were interested in the PvE and the lore section than they realize. And
hell, I would have probably been more interested in wanting to play the PvE if I didn't think Bobby Kotick is a freaking jerk, but still, like, I mean, no, that would have drawn me in overall. But no, you're totally right. I mean, like, at this point, it is what it is. There's nothing no one will be able to do. It's their prerogative to do what they did. But I'd say that they burned a major bridge, and I think it's going to be, very evident, because I already know a lot of big streamers were saying that they're done with Overwatch because of this. Yeah. So
I don't know what else. What more of the same.
Yeah.
Unless they, unless that they make some significant changes. This is still it's just Overwatch, but with new rules. You know what I mean? Nothing has changed. Nothing is different. What are you guys, again, the whole reason that everybody was forced into this game by you guys, even though people have paid for Overwatch 1, you're just like, well, you can't use it anymore because we're moving over to this. It's just, dude, I am so salty.
Here's one thing I've realized it's like they gave us the pretense that they were moving everyone over to Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, and then I think they were going to I believe their plan was they were going to charge for the story mode PvE, originally. Yeah. So then
I was cool with.
Yeah, which was, everyone was like, okay, they did it. But the reality was that they just did it so they could change their loot system.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
That's basically what they did it for. And then at this point, because like, who's gonna pay? And at this point, there's no way in hell anyone's gonna pay for whatever they're gonna concoct with this PvE small missions or any of this stuff that they're claiming. That should then come in as free updates within the game, like everything else.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. And that the scope of it, of those missions and what they could have been, is going to be, and not even just the missions to you, but like, you're going to have new abilities, leveling up the characters, being able to customize them. Like, there was going to be a lot to this. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to get this watered down. Here's a mission from that, but without any of the cool features. So it's basically just going to be the same thing that we've been doing in just a different map or a different location or whatever. Yeah, dude. This one, it's unbelievable.
It's really unbelievable on this, and it's just about how bad this is. But it's just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous with what this is. And then, like, the way game development works like that, it's just very disappointing at this point.
Yeah,
like you're telling me that. See now, and you remember when I told you I had issues with, like, Kickstarter and like Steam early access and stuff, is because it just doesn't feel like they're holding themselves accountable anymore. That's what it feels like, where it just seems very, very stagnant. It's like people feel like that they have the right to make the game, but then they at the same time they can release whatever comes out of that said game. They don't have to complete it. And then, or they take their sweet ass time completing it, and it just feels like it's just disappointment, because most of these times, especially game as a service games, just it always goes back to it, like game as a service games giving you these crazy promises and stuff, like, hey, we're going to release the multiplayer, but in about 6 months, we're going to release the main game that we're going to do. Then guess what happens 6 months later? Oh, well, we underestimated how hard it was to make the main story game, so we're just going to scrap this. We've seen how you're liking the multiplayer, so we're just going to leave it as the multiplayer. Or we're just going to still keep on supporting multiplayer, but hey, we're going to do like an extra Kickstarter so we can add more money so with your support, we'll be able to have a chance to finish this up faster and stuff like that. That kind of stuff irritates the hell out of me, and it just drives me insane. It drives me insane. Yeah, and then Donk comes in. Yeah, a little late. Surprising. Here's your chance to be on the podium right now, Donk. Donk, how much with it? But this is just, oh my!
It's ridiculous. Photo Elite says cancellations happen from small studios. A small studio can say, well, that got away from us, and this or that backer pulled out, and we can't finish this. Sorry. That's just facts of life for small indie devs or studios with 5 to 10 people. Recent example, Iron Gates with their game Valheim and the roadmap they eventually had to scrap. And it's kind of expected. Supporting a small studio game in the situation is a roll of the dice. Most of the time you roll high, but sometimes you roll low. But when a studio like Blizzard says, here is what's going to happen, it's not a roll of the dice. It's written in stone. It's like if somebody had written it into the goddamn Constitution. That's one of the major cornerstones of their business model. That trust that if they say something is happening, it's happening. I could not agree more.
That's probably the best way that you could probably set the whole situation up. Because, like, like, people I don't know if they think that we're that we're stupid to realize this. Yes, we're not saying that we're we're not being entitled to this, but you set the bar. You set that bar yourself into this, and then now you're like trying to pretend that it's not a big deal. Especially the way, oh my God, even when you're thinking about it, especially the way when they announced it, with the way that they even announced it, they try to pretend that this wasn't even a big deal, that this was something that they just announced at the beginning of their live stream and then try to pass over it as fast as they possibly can.
Crazy.
It's like, they literally are, I don't know what the hell's going on with Blizzard, but man, whatever, but like, I don't know. Keep your money with your Diablo 4, but I don't know what this bullshit with Overwatch, man. Y'all have lost a lot of footing on this with this deal. It's incredible. But still, it's wow. Donk says that is a very true point, but it doesn't account for the very real truth that Overwatch 2 is a hot pile of human crap. It's so funny, but it's so funny. But it's you know what? You know what's funny though? Like, even though I know we know Donk does not like Overwatch 2. I just think that just even at the stone of development, especially a AAA like a giant $1 billion company to drop the ball this badly is insane.
This is just another example to me of when the suits get too involved, and we're seeing it in these bigger AAA companies.
Is it really the suits though?
I think so personally. It's got to be coming up from the higher ups as opposed to the developers or the people that actually care about the game. Because there's no way you can make decisions like this and not care about.
I think it was a giant shakeup though. I just think I really think the shakeup really hurt it.
Because, I mean, Kaplan again, dude. This was his. He was at Blizzard for 19 years. This was his project, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, losing the captain of your ship's just kind of going all over the place, and we just got some guy that's just grabbing the wheel, like, oh shit, dude. Like, I'm gonna try to salvage what I can here. Hopefully, we don't die. I don't know.
I mean, it's a little bit of a. I mean, yeah, obviously they're gonna have, but for the higher ups to say that is pretty impressive, like incredible. But it kind of goes. But again, it is Activision Blizzard, so I mean, their number one thing is their profit.
Money.
So yeah, so I can easily see, but man. Whatever, man. Like, okay, but like I already know Blizzard's already dead to me right now. And we'll see where this is how this is gonna go. But oh Jesus,
it was a Hail Mary to save a failed game, and I thought it did great. It did great, you know, when it came out, and then I think it just, I don't know what happened with this game for something that was, you know. I love the game. Like, I played it a ton. It just, I don't know. It just slowly, it just did not, it hurts to watch. It hurts to watch.
You've been playing this game. I mean, when did Overwatch 1 come out? 2016?
16. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, you've been playing the same game for 7 years, which is incredible to say, with the kind of game that it is. It's not even that, I mean, it's not that in depth of a game. It's not really so it's just, I mean, it's very simple to catch on, but then can you imagine you've been playing that same game for 7 years. You wanted something new. Everything's been like nothing has truly been changed except maybe the style. What was it? Instead of 6v6, it's 5v5, and then maybe some different kinds of balances and stuff. But overall, you're still playing the same game. You weren't expecting any of this stuff. So I don't know. It's just it's just ridiculous. But anyways, it is. But yeah. So anyways, okay. Well, I know it's time to try to get you off the rant of it, but we know how much of a shit show that was. But still, my topic is about that Smitty does not know what I'm talking about at all. Well, I mean, there's only two things that really kind of stood out my interest, but it was the announcement of Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat game that came out, Mortal Kombat 1. So Mortal Kombat 1 was officially announced mid last week, and they were showing. You know, I forgot to show you, get you a link for the video.
I got the trailer.
You do? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mortal Kombat 1 is a link. They just announced that it's going to be not necessarily a retcon, but it's going to be it's a continuance of the story, which I love about from NetherRealm Studios, that this game is about 9, 10, it has been making straight sense between 9, 10, and 11. And then they're still going with Mortal Kombat 1, but it's like a different world, a different dimension version of the world that was initially was created from the core one. You know, come to think of it, you may want to just clip in and clip out because there's a lot of violence in that video. But yeah. So so the video, so basically it's Liu Kang is now a god of instead of Raiden, and then basically it's a continuance of the world that he decided to create from Mortal Kombat 11, and now it's a new Mortal Kombat itself. So the version they announced certain characters off. So obviously Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, the Ninja Buddies, I like to call them, and then and some other folks. But then or
Melina,
Melina, Katana, and stuff like that. But then they're also going to be introducing a new kind of system that's going to have assist characters, kind of like what they did in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. When they had like a whole row of different kinds of characters that you can't play as playable characters, but they can come to help you out in the fight, which is yeah. So that is the one thing that they haven't really shown any full information of how that's going to work yet. But I'm like, my bet is because Wednesday is going to be the PlayStation showcase. It's going to be a game that they may show some more video or hopefully gameplay of what Mortal Kombat 1 is going to have. But get this though, so I was taking a look at some of the information of it too, and man, Mortal Kombat 1's like pricing is it's up there, man. Wait,
what do you mean?
Okay, so the base game of Mortal Kombat is going to be $70, right? Then you also got, I mean, you already know there's going to be different kinds of tiers. So then you got the version that's going to have the DLC downloaded stuff, the characters, the stages, and all that nonsense and stuff. That's going to cost $109. And then they have the collector's edition, which goes for $250.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it's a Liu Kang. All it is a Liu Kang statue. First off, every time it's fun. Every time I look at these collector's editions, I'm like, I just can't do it. Like, I just like these things are just ridiculously like are getting to a point where it's like, this is just too much money to put on a game's collector's edition. $100 is perfectly more reasonable to me, but good God,
$250.
$250. Street Fighter's collector's edition costs $300. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
These things include like what? Yeah. How are they justifying these prices?
You know what? It includes? Crap. Because most of the time, no one uses that stuff anyways. It's stuck in a box and it just sits there on top of wherever you put it inside the closet. But most of it is crap. It's usually figurines. It's a statue. And then big AAA titles like God of War Ragnarok had 3 collector's editions that cost 2 of them cost over $250. The biggest one that they sold was $400. So that's
insane, dude.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it is insane. Well, people are going to be dealing with this kind of stuff. So I was just wanting to get your take because I know I didn't know how much of a Mortal Kombat fan you are, but what did you what do you think?
Yeah, no, and again, I've played Mortal Kombat. It's been a while since I played Mortal Kombat. I actually just picked up 10 through, I want to say, the PlayStation stuff and whatnot. But I did that. I started going through that because the story of it is dope. I love the fact that that there's this consistent story within it since with a 10, 11, and then going into 1 here. So I like it for the story. Again, I'm not a competitive. I'm not personally a competitive gamer when it comes to fighting games. So I'll still play, but I'll probably end up picking this up. Maybe we'll see. We'll see if we do or not. I'm not again, this isn't going to be like one that I'm like, oh, I have to have it or anything like that. But it looks dope. You know what I mean? Like, it looks dope. It looks super gory. And again, if I were to pick this up, this for me would be more about the playing the story than, competitively playing against people. But you never know. It could turn into where I do do that and I do end up playing more like online fighting and stuff like that. I'd love to be able to get into a fighting game like that again. But yeah, the story of this looks dope. So this is definitely one. Is there any idea? I know it's pre-order now. Is this this releases this year as well, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. They did announce that they announced the street date for this. Man, they're going pretty hard. September 19th. So that's only 3 months.
Wow.
Man. Yeah. So they are going in. They are going in, letting everyone know that they're coming. That it's coming. Hopefully, there's
so do you think that they'll have a special be able to play it at Evo or something like that, or even?
I'm pretty sure they will.
In people's hands. Or will be in people's hands soon to be able to do that. Because I feel like they don't ever do. I wish they would do something like that where blindly they would put it in where nobody has had an opportunity to play the game and the tournament is like that. Like, that would be sick.
That would be
I'd love to see that, dude. That's kind of like you remember The Wizard?
Yes,
And
I know Super Mario Brothers 3. Oh no, that's funny.
that would be amazing, dude. That's real test of might right there.
Yeah, it's like, here you go.
But yeah, this looks dope. It looks dope. I know the story is going to be cool, especially if you've been following along the story, especially the recent story. I think you'll definitely enjoy this. But I mean, this looks like a freaking movie, man. I was just like, good God. I was like, the graphics on this looks crazy. Obviously, it's just cinematics and not actual gameplay. But I mean, dude, I can't imagine that the gameplay is going to be far off from what we're seeing graphics wise. We'll see. Well, obviously, it's not going to be that good, but
yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited to see gameplay of it.
Yeah, we just need to see like how the gameplay, the graphics, like how the game is going to go integrated with these with FMVs like an FMV like this, because this is ridiculously. It does look really, really good, but at the same time, I'm just like, you are showing a fighting game off, and you're just giving you're giving us a lot of story like cinematic like teasers with this. You need to show us gameplay. Like until I see gameplay, I'm on the fence already. Well, then again, I'm not even really big on Mortal Kombat per se, but because usually when I get Mortal Kombat, I usually get it when it's on sale. Because because 9 times out of 10, I have Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. I still haven't touched them. And and I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be missing out on it that much. But I will play it eventually because of the story. Sit down for the story mode for it. So
and I'm curious too how they deliver their as they bring in more characters and stuff like that. What kind of system or format they're gonna do? Is there, because that's one thing I've always kind of had an issue with fighting games is characters get locked behind these paywalls. I understand why they do it and this and that, but I feel like it also then causes an unfair advantage for some people, for other folks that may not be able to afford, getting these DLCs, getting these characters. There's no way in game of being able to earn them either, I don't think. So that always has me curious in terms of, what that plan and what that roadmap looks like for character releases.
You know what I think though, because it's fun, because I've heard that too before. But the way I look at it is that if you're going to be playing like this and you're going to be playing competitively, you're going to have to put money in on it. Yeah. In as it is. So I wouldn't say it's a disadvantage, but it's a different story if there's an exclusive character on one system and then there's not one on the other. Kind of like how it was in Soul Calibur back in the day when there was Link was on the Nintendo Switch, and then you had Spawn on the Xbox and Heihachi on the PS2. It's like you can't. That's stuff that you can't. You cannot use that kind of situation. The one thing I kind of really do, I am not a fan of about when you with the DLC, like you were mentioning, is that I hope that they show enough diversity of new with the old. Because it is weird for me, it is for me personally, and maybe if it's just me, let me know inside the chat too if it's just a me issue here. But it is weird when you Mortal Kombat this is the 12th Mortal Kombat game, so they have 12 different rosters of different kind of Mortal Kombat characters. But it is weird for me when they say, hey, our next new DLC character is Reptile, and I'm like, bitch, Reptile was announced in Mortal Kombat 2, it was a character that came out in 94, and stuff. And then that's all they do. It's just they bring back recycled characters, but they don't create new characters to kind of be kind of hyped up for it. There needs to be a mix of old and new for me to justify spending $30 additional for a DLC set, but instead of using recycled characters hey, Tanya's back from Mortal Kombat 4, and stuff, or Fusion and all this stuff. They just need to be better on that. I can understand maybe adding one or two of them, but they need to I've always wondered why can't they why don't they just get new created characters, what Street Fighter 6 for instance is kind of doing that. I think they're adding 2 characters that were from the previous ones, Akuma and Rashid, and then there's the 3 of them are new characters that that's never been used before.
Oh, okay.
That kind of mix is what makes it. I mean, if that's just me, I mean, if that's what you're kind of talking to or referring to too, but.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. I mean, again, reselling these characters that we've had since basically the first one is like, whoa, dude, like, take it easy. There's got to be more value there than that to have an incentive to go and then purchase this DLC, especially if you're not playing it competitively. Like you said, if you're playing it competitively, I imagine a lot of times they spend the ducats on those DLCs to have access to those new characters to be able to use, maybe not. Maybe they just skip some of them because they're like, I'm not going to use this character. It's also kind of weird to me how they start bringing in WB IP characters. And they're like, wasn't there Terminator in this?
Yeah, they've been doing that since 10. Like there was a Jason and when the alien, one of the Xenomorphs from Aliens was one of the characters.
Was in it? Are you? Yeah. I had no idea. That's insane to me. Like that all seems kind of random to me. But I mean, obviously, like use your IPs that you have. I'm just wondering. I'm curious if they actually tie it in or how they tie it in. They don't tie it in. They're just like, here's this random character. Terminator's here.
Smitty, last I don't know if you know, but like in Mortal Kombat 11, one of some of the people was Rambo, like Rocky's like Sylvester Stallone Rambo and RoboCop. Yes. So no, they don't.
Wild.
They just throw them in there, man.
Throw them in. They're just like, hey, we own these IPs. Let's can we make RoboCop?
Can you bring RoboCop
we can make
in?
RoboCop, toss him in. Might as well.
And you can mod him to make it look like something a little something different than what he normally looks like too, which is even crazier to me. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. They just don't. I mean, some of these are fun characters or fun DLCs that they bring. Some of them work. Some of them is just flat out weird. I mean, but they definitely just carry it out on there. And I will say this though too, because Mortal Kombat is, I think, if any of the storyline, like any of the fighting games that are involved, Mortal Kombat is probably the one that's the most serious about their fight, about telling their story.
Agree.
Than just making it a normal versus mode, because because like people, some people like you were saying, like you don't want to play the reason why you're wanting to play some of these fighting games is it's not because of the versus mode, it's some of the extra stuff like World Tours make you want to play 6 and Mortal Kombat, even though you're playing versus, it's telling a story that you're trying to invest yourself in. So I think that so I think that's the one thing that they know that they're going to do best, and see where it's going to go, So I'm trying to get on the Mortal Kombat's website, and because I'm trying to find out what the special thing about this one is.
Oh, I mean, regardless though, I think this is an exciting year for the fighting game community. These are huge drops that are coming within basically like a 2-3 month period of each other. So I imagine some of the bigger highlights at Evo is going to be the Street Fighter 6 championship. And then if they somehow bring in Mortal Kombat 1 into the tournament, which I'm guessing that they probably will in some form or fashion.
There's going to definitely be a sneak peek at Mortal Kombat 1.
For sure.
Yeah, because like I remember one Evo. I kind of find it very funny, but I remember one Evo that they had when Dead or Alive 6 or Dead or Alive 7 came out, and then they were just announcing the characters are coming in or are coming in this new Dead or Alive game, but it comes to find out that they never hosted an Evo tournament with it, but they showed it off at Evo. And stuff. Yeah. So they were like, okay, here we go. This is what to have people kind of be a little bit hyped for it to come out. I mean, I think it backfired, but yeah. It's
whoops.
Yeah, but they did it. So it's not unheard of. I can easily see that. But one of the modes that they're doing that they're adding, they're called cameo fighters. That's what it was called. So they said,
okay.
Yeah, choose from a unique roster of cameo fighting partners to assist you in battle. So they're not playable characters, but they are assist characters. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's what they're gonna do. Yeah. So no, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Maybe not super hyped, but hey, it's something.
We'll see too when gameplay comes out and it starts getting more and more into the world as we get closer to the release date. We'll get a lot more. So I'm looking at it. Again, I think the story is going to be fantastic, but this isn't one where I'm like, oh yeah, day one, I've got to have this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And you know what? It's perfectly fine. Perfectly all right to play it to be like that because we have so many games. Like June is going to be a loaded month already though too. So
I can't,
dude. Yeah, I know, right? Right? So like Monday, like the beginning of June is Street Fighter where people are going to be going crazy. Which by the way, Evo this year, I'm going to tell you this. Evo is going to have it. It's going to be at least 5,000 people at Street Fighter 6. I mean that I think so.
It's gonna be crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm in the tournament, and you know that, right? Yeah, so like
I did say something about that.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I have to say, dude, like it's like I went to I applied or I registered and stuff. This, you know how much it cost me just to register for Evo and the 2 game tournaments I got into?
How much?
$170.
Ooh,
yeah, $170 just to get in. The door price itself was just $130, and then the registration. Yeah, exactly. The registration for each game was, I want to say $10 or $15 or something a piece.
Okay.
So I'm like, what is going on? Like when I saw this, dude. Yeah. So it's not like for everybody. I will definitely say.
Yeah, no. You better be serious about it if you dropping almost $200 to get in this.
Well, this is my last Evo. I'm not going to compete in Evo anymore after this. So like I decided.
This is a retirement tour.
Well, technically, I was retired. Like I used to play. I used to play Marvel versus Capcom 3 seriously, and then and then when 3 died, I never got into another tournament again. And then but now Marvel Cap 3 is a big tournament here, and I'm like, I got to get back in at least one more time, and then come in and come out. Yeah, so we'll see. I better win. Yeah. No, I bought the fighting stick. I've been messing. Yeah. I have the fighting stick. Right here, right next to me. So I've been messing around with it. Yeah. So I've been messing around with it, just getting ready for it, and but I better win. Yeah, man, dude. Like I better win too. I totally agree. I mean, it's all for fun, man. Like I'm just going to go. I know I'm going to lose to someone like some out of country person named like loose shoe or something. I know what's gonna happen. Wow. That's how it normally happens. So but
I mean, sometimes it be like that though.
I'm going under the moniker as Mr. CFG though, and then, so I will. So it's
That's
gonna be
awesome.
pretty fun. Yeah. So
I have to check that out, dude.
Okay, before we go, I do have a quick question for you because so like I said earlier, Wednesday is going to be the PlayStation Showcase. You know that one, right? That they announced. Okay, so this is going to be the biggest. So we know E3 isn't going to happen, and Summer Game Fest is Summer Game Fest. But I was wondering, is there something? This one's going to be an hour long showcase, which they don't usually do hour long showcases. And it's for third party stuff. Is there like so I'm going to treat this as our E3 bingo kind of thing, okay. Like, is there is there something that you are looking forward to, maybe that you think that they're going to announce this Wednesday for the showcase? Like, is there something big that you're looking forward to, or something that you hope that they announce?
Maybe the second part to Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't know if I feel like it's been a little bit since they've said anything about that game, so perhaps they are like, even if it's just some sort of date as to when we can start expecting it'd be even better to see some gameplay or something like that. But I don't think they'll go that far just because it's been a while. And then probably you said this is all third party stuff.
No, it's first party, third party, indie, all this different kind of things. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw at least 2 PlayStation exclusive new IPs.
2?
Those are my guesses.
Wow, 2.
I'm going to say 2. Yeah.
Wow, okay. So like, I mean, okay, so you're saying two brand new. So we're not talking about like, because I think the one that's going to be a given is Spider-Man 2 is going to be they're going to show some stuff with Spider-Man 2. But you're saying like brand new, never been seen or never been announced or something that they're making that's coming in the works.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think one of them could
fair.
possibly be VR.
You know, that's actually a good point because they've been pretty strong. They've been really strong on that ongoing.
Well, because it's expensive, dude, and proprietary to PlayStation. I can't imagine that there's enough of those are going off the shelf for them to be feeling comfortable about it. I think they will continue to push VR hard.
Oh, okay. Wait, how much is the VR2 headset? Is it expensive?
That's a good question. I can't. Let me see if I can find it. I can't remember exactly what it is. VR2 price is, let's see.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. $599.
$550, dude. That's a PlayStation 5.
It really is.
It costs a PlayStation 5.
Oh my God. It's like,
yeah, dude. There's no way.
That is okay. That is crazy.
So you have to have a PlayStation 5 in order to be able to play it. So you're talking about out the gate,
$1,000, like over $1,000.
Easy.
Holy crap! Oh, it's even.
My goodness.
It says it's even more expensive in Europe because 25% sales tax. Holy crap!
Jeez.
Oh boy.
And the price tag is landing around the $750 mark. See, dude, there's no way they're gonna be able to sell that, dude. You can get a Quest 2 for way cheaper, and you can use it on anything. You're not stuck having to play it on a PlayStation 5.
They might have killed their own VRs firm at this point because that is crazy. I didn't know it was that expensive. I knew it was. I knew it was high, but I wasn't expecting it to be the same price of a system.
Yes.
Wow.
That's crazy, dude. Again, I've said it before. Nobody right now, I don't think there's enough people that use VR in everyday practical uses to be able to justify a price like that. It is supplementary to your, to your gaming system that you already have or whatever you already own, and people aren't, it's a luxury product. It's not an entertainment. It's not something that people are really using to be able to justify a price like that. That's the same thing with the Quest Pro. They started at $1,500, which is ridiculous. And they dropped it down to 1,000 already, which I guarantee is going to drop even more because there's not enough people that are going to be able to justify paying that kind of price and get the use out of it to essentially get that ROI on that money. It's they have this, like, we're still in lockdown mentality, and they have not shifted quick enough back to what is the new normal now. And VR is gonna suffer from it because it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But I have a feeling that PlayStation VR 2, I think they will push that heavy because, again, they cannot get these things. And again, I'm just guessing. But my guess would be that they're not coming off the shelves quick enough for them, and they're gonna have to do something.
Well, I mean, do you think that it's going, that it would be very good for them to make an original game to I guess that could be the reason for someone to they gotta figure out I mean, again, and we had the Horizon game, right, that came out for it. So they're not afraid, again, to do things completely in VR, but you got to do something again to be able to justify people paying the price of a system for their VR. So, right. Yeah. Holy crap, man! That is great. I did not know that they were going that they were that expensive. I'd say there's a good reason we have the high tax, but yeah, it's not fun, especially when well, I'm sure there is. I mean, there you go. Yeah. Well, I mean, those are pretty good bets. Pretty good guesses, though, I would say. So, the only thing I really care about, I would say, is what is the only thing I really care about is for Blue Point or a sequel to like Bloodborne would be great. That would be nice, in my opinion, because I've been wanting to play a Bloodborne sequel or something along those lines for a long time. I know you don't; those are not your bag for the most part, but that's something that
I know, and I've heard a lot of good things about Bloodborne as well. I think I have it through something. I've never played it before though.
Yeah, but it's like Dark Souls, so I just think that you weren't interested in it. Yeah, that's why I didn't think you were never mind. Interested in it.
I'm good.
All right. Anyways, folks, thank you for listening to episode number 175 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next week with an awesome set of new topics to share with everyone here. But in the meantime, if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly all right. We release it every Monday morning on all podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, so much different kinds of places. So there's absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices. Ooh. Guys, thank you so much. And also be sure check out our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to see all the great content that we like to do on that website as well. So once again, this is Davis signing off, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, Davis and Smitty.
Apparently, I'm just chopped liver here.
Chopped liver, just waiting. You're there just to make us look pretty. That's what it is. Yeah. So you know it. But anyway, this is Davis and Smitty. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.